So as you all have been attending all of the various activities every day, there are a group of about 10 folks who have been making extra time in between those events for rehearsals. So we have been putting together some Readers Theater scenes, which means that they're going to perform for you this afternoon, but they're going to be holding their scripts because it's impossible to memorize something like this inside of a week, especially when we're zipping around doing all sorts of other things. So I ask you to be ready to laugh and enjoy and to give these folks a lot of grace for doing something really fun and out of their comfort zone for some. So I'm excited to introduce the first scene. This scene it features a director, a producer, and a music director waiting for their star to arrive.
All right, where is it? Where is that diva? What's taking her so long? How can I be director if I don't have anybody to direct?
Look, Dame Nellie is the most finest singer in the country. We're lucky to have her.
I know, but she's still late. She's a bit fussy, too. You're the producer? You fix it.
Fussy? She stuck the conductor's baton up his nose when he missed that note.
If she's that fussy, she's gonna go crazy when she arrives. We didn't clean this floor.
Mrs. Frump said she hurt her back. But I told her she should keep it to herself and get on with it.
Yes, the show must go on. After all.
Yes, darling, don't worry, darling, I'm here. How are you all, darling?
Nellie, it's so wonderful to see you. We were worried you wouldn't be here before the performance.
I never ever disappoint my audience, darling. I always want to sing.
Well, thank heavens for that. This is your music director. She will take you through your part.
I've got those things on your list. You asked?
Yes, fine, except I want to see that list. Did you bring my mineral water?
14 bottles, room temperature.
Very good, and my chocolates.
Oh, they got you 3 boxes of chocolates. And we took those little nutty things out.
Oh, excellent, but look at this floor, it is disgusting. I have to see my reflection in my shoes.
Mom, just mom. Just mom.
And look at these shelves. They haven't seen a dust mop in ages. Would you clean it quickly?
But
and you, feed me my chocolates. Thank you, darling. You, mop harder, quickly. Mop, dust, mop. Feed me my chocolates, quickly. And now, you better mop better than that, and you better dust better than that.
have we done enough? Have we done enough?
Enough? Yes, enough. You have done enough. I have something to tell you. I will put on my performances, but it will be now.
Mrs. Trump, what are you doing?
Well, darlings, I'm sorry to say, Dame Nellie said she couldn't make it. She wasn't well, so I think you better take over. And I think you better put the costume on and do it. And in the meantime, I'm just going back home and get back.
The Waffle Cafe by Frank Gibbons, a 50s style diner.
I knew it. This
is your surprise restaurant of the month. This has been the same restaurant for 6 months.
Mildred, you get a lot of food here, and it's cheap.
I would think going out once a month, we could splurge a little.
Come on. Get my favorite place here at the corner. Come on. Yeah. My buddy Mike from the VFW, he told me what we should eat at the counter, why we should do that. And he gave me a few ideas that I never even thought of.
You mean that friend who is still in possession of the first dollar he ever made?
Yeah, but listen here. Phil said, you sit at this counter, you don't have to leave a tip.
That's ridiculous. Where did you ever get such an idea?
Well, Phil, he figured that out with common sense.
This I can't wait to hear.
Well, listen. For instance, if you come into a restaurant and you go into the room across the hall, across the floor, the waitress has to walk all the way across the hall. Well, anyway, she has to just wait there, and she has to go across the hall again to bring you coffee. And then she has to go again across the hall to bring you your food. And then she has to go across the hall to bring you your dessert. And then she goes across the hall to bring you your ticket. And then she goes across the hall to take your money, and she comes back to bring you your change.
I know, but what does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's simple. At the counter, she's right there. She brings the food. Zippy, doo. No tip.
Have you ever considered what kind of service you'll get next time you go back to that cafe?
I thought about that, and I figured it all out. Generally, you don't get the same waitress. But if you wait 3 or 4 weeks, she'll forget.
And just what do you plan to do with the millions you're saving by cheating the waitresses? Is it a buck or $1 or $2 with each dinner?
Oh, I don't tip that much. Hey, there's the waitress. Yeah, she's the same one we had last month.
Well, what's the problem? I saw you put down $1 last time we were here. I saw it on the table when I went to the ladies' room. Oh no. What did you do?
Well, I left the tip. But it's probably not as much as you think I left.
What happened to the $1?
Well, as I was going to the ladies' room, as you were going to the ladies' room,
I never noticed.
I was thinking what I could do about that $1. And I got thinking. So I left some change in this place.
Change? What did you leave? 75 cents? No. 50 cents.
No, here. I had 2 dimes and a nickel in my pocket. And you know how much you like to have soda pop when we go in the car. And so 2 bottles of soda pop is 10 cents each. That's 20 cents. I left the nickel.
You left the nickel?
Let's change the subject. Here she comes. Let's see how we handle this.
Hi, folks. Nice to see you again.
This is our first time here.
What are you talking about?
But you probably remember my brother Frank. He looks a lot like me. Not quite as handsome.
Oh,
And his wife, his wife's a dead ringer here from Logan.
well, you could have fooled me.
Me too.
Well, you probably remember Frank, because he's a tight one with the two of us.
You got that right.
But I'm a big tipper in our family. I appreciate a person's work. Now, how about 2 extra coffees, strong, the kind that I love? I mean, the kind that Frank loves. He was telling me all about it.
Coming right up. And now I'll turn in your food order. 2 cheeseburgers, right? At least that's what Frank likes in his look-alike wife, right?
Yeah. Well, the burgers sound good. They sound good. But put the cheese on the side. Plus, I'll take 6 creams and 10 sugars for my coffee, please.
What are you doing? You never put anything in your coffee.
Don't you see? Don't you see? I'll slip that cream and sugar in your purse and you take it home. It will save us money. I'll do it.
What is the matter with you? What stunt will you pull next?
Excuse me. I gotta go to the little boy's room. I'll be right back.
What am I going to do with that man?
Here's your coffee.
Thank you.
And here's your husband's.
Well, where's the cream and sugar?
6 creamers, 10 black sugars in the coffee. I poured it
It's toilet paper. Put the toilet paper back.
No, what are you talking about? They have a lot. There's a whole cabinet back there.
You can't take the toilet paper.
Everybody does. Everybody does. It's expected. Now here are the 2 rules. Put those in your purse. You're gonna take those home.
You're killing me. What if someone out there saw you?
You know, I think there is. Look right out there. You see that couple? 10 or 15 years, we're gonna look just like that. That guy's watching me. Every time I sit up, move my head, he does. He looks like that, he waits too. See, his wife is doing the same thing you are.
I hate to burst your bubble, Edgar, but those old geezers are us. You're looking in the mirror.
You're gonna fool me for sure. This coffee is terrible. What's wrong with it?
She was trying to help the old geezer out. She put your cream and sugar in your coffee for you. You are leaving a tip. You are putting back the toilet paper. And that is final, Edgar. Now.
Well, you're probably right, Mother. I should leave a bigger tip. Maybe $50. Figuring on the average.
I think $50 is a little bit much for this.
Where did you get the idea that I would ever leave $50?
Because you just said it.
What I meant to say was, if the bill was $1,000, I leave a $50 tip. But since our bill is $6.30, using the sliding scale, my tip comes to 32 cents.
And just how did Einstein figure that one out?
Well, that's simple. $50 is 5% of 1,000. So by my sliding scale, 5% of $6.30 is 32 cents. Everybody should be happy. I know that I am.
Edgar, what are you doing?
Let me stop your purse. I put your cup in my purse.
Well, thank you.
Now, listen, before I go home, I want to call the waitress And I want her, waitress, where is she? Anyway, I want some extra coffee, but I want to take along 6 creams and 10 sugars. I want those on the side to go.
Where's my baseball bat?
A scene from the film Adam's Rib, the interrogation room at a police station.
Occupation?
No occupation.
Housewife?
Oh, that's right, housewife.
All right.
And mother.
Okay. How long have you been married, Mrs. Addinger?
9 years and 4 months
I see.
and 12 days.
Of course. And you have 3 children?
Warren Jr., he's 8. Alan, he's 7. And Trudy, she's 6, that's all.
When did you begin to suspect that you were losing your husband's affections?
When he stopped batting me around.
And when was that?
11 months ago, March 14th.
And he struck you?
First time, he broke a tooth, my tooth,
Oh, I see.
upper left molar.
And how often?
It's capped now, you can't notice it.
Oh, good. Now, let's start with the day of the accident.
No accident, I wanted to shoot him.
Suppose we decide that later. Just what did you want to do?
Silly.
The difference between 10 years in prison and freedom is not silly, Doris. Pay attention to what I'm saying, Doris.
I don't care what happens to me.
Do you care what happens to Warren and Alan and Trudy?
Yes, I do. I want to go home. Can't you fix it so I should go home?
Not right now, but we're working on it.
I promised my kids I'd take them to Coney Island tomorrow.
Now, would you help us very much if you could reconstruct the day, all day yesterday?
Well, first thing in the morning, I woke up
Yes.
and I didn't see him sleep at home.
And you were shocked and surprised.
Oh, no, not shocked, not surprised. He used to not do that a lot, come home.
Did you question about that behavior?
Certainly,
Did he offer any explanation?
certainly. He told me to shut up and mind my own business.
I see.
But yesterday, I got worried. Not worried, I got mad. You know why?
No, why?
Because it was the 4th night in a row he didn't.
He didn't come home?
Yeah,
And that made you angry.
sure. It was getting a habit with him. So I sent the kids to school and I bought a gun.
Where?
The hawk shop I go to. I bought a gun and they gave me a book how to free.
Had you decided by this time exactly what you planned to do?
I'll tell you the honest truth. I didn't decide nothing. I was doing everything like in a dream, like I was watching myself, but I couldn't help it. Like a dream.
Yeah, that's good. Now, go on, Doris.
So then I got very hungry.
When?
When I bought the gun.
Okay, yeah.
So I went to this hamburger place and I ate 2 rare and 1 lemon meringue pie.
And then?
Then I was still hungry. So I walked around, kept talking to myself not to be foolish.
And then?
And then I called up Warren. He was just getting his lunch hour by now. I said, I want to see him, important, so we could have lunch together. So he said no, naturally. So I asked him, you coming home after? So he says, what for? So I said to him, don't you live here anymore? So he says, don't bother me at the office. You want me to lose my job? And he hung up.
And what did you do?
I got a cup of coffee.
Where?
The same place as him, only he didn't see me. It was crowded. The buffet exchange. So then I bought some chocolate nut bars. I went outside his office and I waited the whole afternoon. I kept eating the candy bars, waiting until he'd come out. And then I followed him and then I shot him.
And after you shot him, how did you feel then?
Hungry.
Cindy and Julie by Bruce King. The waiting room at a psychologist's office.
Excuse me,
Yes,
have we met before?
I don't think so.
But you seem so familiar.
Sorry.
Are you sure we haven't?
Yes, I'm sure.
I feel I know you from somewhere.
It happens.
Oh my God, it's you, isn't it? I knew it. My name is Juliet. Juliet Montague. I know who you are. Cinderella Charming. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you.
Believe it, you're talking to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well. Montague? Did you say Juliet Montague?
That's me, Juliet Montague.
Is that your maiden name?
No, but I'm thinking of changing back to it.
I thought about changing mine back, but it seems such a hassle. Besides, Charming sounds a lot nicer than Scheckendorf. What was your maiden name?
Capulet.
Capulet. You're Juliet Capulet.
Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
I thought you lived happily ever after.
That was the plan.
Best laid plans.
So the suicide?
We faked it.
Your own suicide? Why?
It was the only way we could think of to get away from all the craziness. His parents, my parents, the whole Capulet Montague thing.
I gather it didn't work out between you and Romeo, I mean. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
We were so young. I was 14 and in that rebellious stage.
Tell me about it.
My father said left, so I went right. My mother said marry Paris, so I picked Romeo. If she'd said marry Romeo, I'd probably be divorced from Paris by now.
I'm sorry.
Live and learn. You and the prince didn't work out either.
No, it was doomed from the start.
I'm beginning to wonder if they're all doomed from the start.
I'm not the one to ask.
In the book, you seem so happy.
A fairy tale.
None of it was true.
I was poor. That was the true part.
The fairy godmother. The pumpkin.
Oh, please. Fairy godmother.
Not even the carriage and the 6 white horses.
Rented.
That was my favorite part. Oh, disappointing.
No more so than finding out that you didn't die.
What? Excuse me.
I'm only speaking in literary terms. The whole dramatic art of the story is predicated on you dying.
Disappointed?
No, wait. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know, the truth isn't that romantic.
Sad. We're just the end result of a long tradition of romantic love as the answer to every woman's prayer.
So, Prince Charming,
Wasn't that charming?
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was an invention, mostly mine invention. I had fantasized him to such a degree, it wasn't until we'd been married for 2 years that I realized what a total jerk he was.
Took me 5 years.
So, Romeo wasn't...
He was Romeo all right. No man was ever more suitably named.
He,
Every chance he got.
I'm sorry.
For years, I thought it was me. I wasn't attractive enough. I wasn't experienced enough.
Yeah.
Was the prince faithful? As long as we're bearing our souls.
Well, you know about him and Snow White.
I did read something.
Did you know about him and Snow and the wicked stepmother?
No.
Yes.
That is sick.
It turns out he had this weird thing for wicked stepmothers.
Does that include your wicked?
My stepmother is great.
In the story.
The whole idea was to make me sympathetic. It turned out to be that the wicked stepmother was the part that turned him on.
How creepy.
He found out my stepmother was kind and gentle. Well,
You're better off without him.
most of the fault was mine.
Don't say that.
Happily ever after. What a load of crap.
I can't believe that.
Can't or won't.
I have to believe there's someone out there.
Someday my prince will come. Is that it?
I know it's silly.
Hope springs eternal.
So you've given up on ever finding someone?
Romeo, Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo?
You know, I never said that. He was late. I was pissed. But wherefore art thou, Romeo? That's pure Shakespeare.
Really?
Sorry to disappoint you. Again.
That's all my fault.
For wanting to believe.
God, it's so ingrained in us. Will we ever get past it?
I don't know if I want to.
We all have to grow up sometime.
If growing up means becoming cold and cynical, then maybe I should have killed myself when I had the chance.
I'm just being a downer. Don't listen to me. If I wasn't looking for some answers, would I be here?
I guess not. Oh, look. It's time for me to go in now.
Oh, it's so nice meeting you, Juliet.
Call me Julie.
Cindy.
It was nice to meet you too, Cindy. Bye now. Parting with such sweet sorrow.
Oh my God. It is you. May I have your autograph?
Well, again.
This is so cool. You're my very favorite. I'm a hero. I believe everything about you.
Don't believe everything you read.
Oh, the whole thing. The gown, the glass slippers, the carriage and the 6 white horses. Like I'd die for a carriage and 6 white horses.
Oh, it's not quite made up like that.
Oh, the ball, where you dance with Prince Charming and he's falling in love with you.
He wasn't exactly falling in love with me.
Oh, bouge and shoe, and he searches all over.
He really didn't do this, you know?
Oh, so romantic.
I suppose. But he didn't.
And then he finds you. And he puts your shoe on your foot.
I'm familiar with the story.
Someday my prince is going to come.
Your prince works out a lot.
He's going to ride up on a white horse and take me off to his castle with servants and jewels and
It doesn't quite work like that, you know?
And we'll live happily ever after.
Are you here to see the therapist?
Oh no, I just came to pick up a friend.
Well, I have to go in and see mine now. His name is Dr. Peterson. He's very good. He specializes in disappointment. Here, I'll write his name down for you.
Oh, I won't do that.
You will. Trust me.
Oh, whatever.
So how did the donkey ride go?
Not good. The owner made me give him my name and address.
Well, what for?
Oh, he reckons I gave that donkey a hernia. He's gonna send me the vet's bill.
Turned out to be an expensive adventure then. I hope it gave you a buzz.
I was on a flea-bitten old donkey, Maxine, not a wasp. Donkeys go hee-haw.
Oh, sarcasm. Triggered by a spot of saddle soreness, I guess.
I'm not saddle sore, but I sat on a sand dune when I was coming in.
So?
Well, I shouldn't have done it. There's nothing more irritating than sand in your knickers.
Oh, yes, there is. Face masks.
Look how long that queue is out there at the ice cream van. That guy must be making an absolute fortune.
He probably is. Everybody on the beach seems to have bought one of his popsicles.
Well, there's a sucker born every minute.
There's plenty going on today. Excuse me. Okay, some people are fishing off of the pier.
My first husband was a fisherman, but he always preferred going fishing instead of being with me.
That must have upset you.
I don't mind. Left me off the hook every weekend.
I've had a terrible fear of fishing ever since that shocking experience with an eel in Jim's underpants.
I'm surprised you split up with Jim. He was like an animal in bed.
Well, how would you know? Well, in a way, he was a snoring, lazy pig.
I thought he was kind of like a dreamboat, actually.
He was more of a shipwreck, to be honest.
Well, I must have gotten the wrong impression somehow.
We all make mistakes, Ange. I've noticed some far more interesting men on the beach today.
I sure don't see any.
I was chatting with a lovely guy while you were gone. He had such a sunny disposition. I think he gave me a suntan.
I thought you forgot to shave.
Charming. There's a man playing cricket, quite attractive. The one in the red trunks. He's a real nigga character.
He looks like a crab to me.
You put me off him now. You're in a terrible mood today. I've never known you to be so grumpy.
Well, I got a sand problem. It's driving me mad.
Go and sit in the sand then. That should wash it out.
I think I'm gonna go sit in the sea. I can go potty at the same time.
And hopefully,
A pool without a pee is simply an ooh, you know.
and hopefully you can stop being so crotchety while you're at it.
Sorry I've been a bit unreasonable, Maxine, but I'm still your best friend, ain't I?
Of course you are.
Say you'll always be my best friend and never get mad at me.
I'll never get mad at you.
Oh, that's good to hear. I thought you'd stop being my best friend.
Well, why would I do that?
Well, the thing is, I didn't give that owner my name and address, I gave him yours. He's gonna send you the vet bill.
That's it, and we're through.
Weren't they fun? Let's hear it for all of our Readers Theater participants. Line up here, everybody. Come on up front here. Alrighty. Sonia Evans, Ann Fields, Lou Caballero, Becky Stam, Carolyn Crawford, Donna Harder, Lois Meredith, Sandy Lohr, Margaret Trent, and our sole gentleman, Dick Gass. I want to thank them so much for their bravery in doing this and the fun that we had this week. It really was a great time. Thank you all for being such a great audience to them. Thank you, my friends. And